Sources telling NBC News that Republican New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik is now exploring a bid for governor of New York next year. Her decision comes after President Trump withdrew her nomination to be the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. And joining me now with this new reporting is NBC News senior political reporter Sahil Kapoor. Sahil, how might Stefanik, considering a race, impact the concerns that Meredith was just talking about there, the balance of power in the House? That's the very thing that supposedly brought Stefanik back into the congressional fold. And then how does this impact her fellow congressmen, people like Mike Lawler, say, who were also considering a bid for governor?
Yeah, that's right, Ali. This is big news in the world of Capitol Hill and New York politics. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik is considering a run for New York governor. That's according to two sources who spoke to our colleague Mel Zanona, who just broke this news. One of those sources said that Stefanik has been encouraged by others in New York and in Trump world, as well as Republican donors, to jump into the race, that she is now considering it. Of course, this comes after a roller coaster several months for Elise Stefanik. She was nominated to be ambassador to the UN by Trump. And then recently, he kind of made an abrupt U-turn and said, actually, no, Congresswoman Stefanik, you need to stay in the House. The margins are too narrow, and I need you in the House. That was Trump's view of it. She gave up her leadership position in that interim, and once she was asked to stay in the House, they kind of invented a new leadership position for her called Chairwoman of the House Republican Leadership. Not really clear what that does. Clearly, she's looking at her options otherwise. Now, you mentioned Mike Lawler. He is also considering a run for governor. These two have different brands of politics. Lawler is relatively newer. He's got a more centrist brand than Elise Stefanik, who was first elected in 2014 as a moderate. Somewhere around 2018, 2019, she changed her stripes, became a self-described ultra-MAGA member. The primary of this is unclear how this is going to shake out, Ali, but Governor Kathy Hochul, the Democrat, is vulnerable. A new Marist poll shows her approval rating at just 39%. If she runs, you can see why Republicans think they can make a run at her.
Yeah, definitely. And I had many conversations with Congresswoman Stefanik in the lead up to the 2024 election as Republicans were trying to make the argument that they could make inroads there. Ultimately, they did. Not enough by any means to flip the state, but they're seeing things that they like in the way that the New York political scene is turning. Clearly, both Stefanik and potentially Lawler could take advantage of that in different ways. But a notable development here. Sahil Kapoor, thank you for bringing us that news.